Hello everyone, back tuning into this second update for Le Mans. So we did the first update on Friday for the Piston Heads community. They are off to Le Mans for their annual trip to see the 24-hour event taking place on the 16th and 17th of June. So 2 weeks today it'll be kind of like the final day of the Le Mans 24-hour event. So, every year at Gazovitz, since the first year of Gazovitz, actually, 2012, quite a while ago now, we have been doing updates for the Piston Heads community for their trip to Le Mans, and that's what we're going to do for this second video. So we did the first video on Friday, very good update, lots of dry weather, lots of very warm weather included in that update as well. This is all within the extended range of the GFS model, so it isn't to be relied upon at all. The first week, we're just looking to see if we can find a trend of the model. And then the second week is when we actually start to try and pin down some detail. So the first week, it's always a case of chopping and changing, or it can be a case of chopping and changing. Sometimes you get the trend very early. Other times it can take a long time to get the trend. You never quite know how that's going to work out. So I'll get on with your second update for Le Mans in a moment. Just say that today's first video was a Gazovitz study roundup that is on the homepage of Gazovitz right now. So if anyone would like to have a look at that, then go to the homepage of Gazovitz and have a look, see what you think to that. So we're going to begin on Friday, the 15th of June, which is the day when everybody will be shifting over to Le Mans to pitch up their tents and soak up the atmosphere. And what's evident here is that already this looks like a much more unsettled update compared to what we had in Update 1. The UK is under quite a deep area of low pressure, so it's much cooler, particularly compared to what it is at the moment, much cooler and more unsettled under this area of low pressure as well. Now, down across France, of course, where we're interested in for Le Mans, it isn't that unsettled, but not as unsettled as it is across the UK and Ireland, but nevertheless, there would still be an influence from this area of low pressure. Upper air temperatures are relatively warm across much of France. Down in South France, it's very hot. It is still relatively warm across many central and northern parts of France as well. There's a band of rain here that looks like it is threatening Le Mans, so a band of wet weather associated with that low pressure that's sitting over the UK is pushing southwards and eastwards into northern parts of France. That will probably be threatening to bring some rain into Le Mans through the course of the day. The temperatures look like that, so very hot down across the south of France. For northern France and for Le Mans, though, through central northern France, we see temperatures ranging somewhere from around 20 to 24 degrees. So it's relatively warm air still that we've got here, but it is rather unsettled, and there is rain threatening from the Atlantic. Right, so this is the first day of Le Mans. This is Saturday the 16th of June, just under 2 weeks away. The broad pitch is still quite unsettled. Low pressure is out to the north and west of Europe. Down across France, we are having building a little bit of an extension up from the Azores high. So the upper air temperatures are looking quite cool for northern parts of France anyway. Down across central southern France, it's still pretty hot, but it is cooling down quite a bit. That band of wet weather has pushed away down to the south and the east of France. So actually, reasonable amount of dry weather being suggested here for Le Mans. But do bear in mind, we're just looking at the broad pattern here, so we can't say this is definitively how things would be. The broad pattern is unsettled, which could bring showers or longer spells of rain if you have areas of low pressure close to France, of course. But on this particular run, Saturday, 16th of June, day one of Le Mans, is actually suggested to be a mostly dry day. Temperatures, so bearing to the low 20s, somewhere around 20, 22 degrees, something like that. A little bit on the cool side, I would have thought, particularly with those westerly sort of winds that we have there. And then we go through to Sunday the 17th of June, final day of Le Mans, and we've got a new area of low pressure beginning to bear down on France, so that looks a bit ominous. Upper air temperatures are quite cool for northern France anyway. There's a band of heavy rain here heading in towards western France. This is midday on sunny 17th of June, so actually most of France is still looking dry, but we have got heavy rain threatening, and by the end of the day, this is midnight to Monday 18th, so it's kind of like overnight 17th to the 18th, when heavy rain is moving in across much of France. So, I mean, it would just be a case of the timing on that. If it's earlier, then it could give a bit of a washout for the second day. Temperatures are looking like that, so obviously with an unsettled overall weather pattern, they are lower, talking about temperatures into the low 20s Celsius, 22 or 23 degrees across the northern parts of France. So we don't need to worry too much about the detail, the timings of bands of wet weather, that kind of thing, because it's too far away. But what we can say is that update 2 is a much more unsettled update indeed compared to update 1. And so obviously we don't have a trend. This is completely different to what we had for the first update on Friday. So we haven't got a trend within the model yet. We've got to wait and see in subsequent updates whether this is going to be our trend and we run away with this unsettled idea, and if we do, it'll be a case of pinning down the detail in terms of the timings of rain bands and all that kind of thing, or whether actually we shift to something else and maybe we go back to the drier, warmer weather that we had in update 1. So at this stage, we can't say which way this is going to go, but we can certainly say that the second update for Le Mans 2018 is a much more unsettled, a much more cooler, and a much wetter update compared to update 1. We'll probably do the third update on Tuesday or Wednesday, so come back for that, same time, same place. If you enjoyed this update and found it useful, then please click like on the video, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you would like to do that. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.